Hey everybody, Joe Cioffi here. Weather in 5 days and 5 minutes, and coming up tonight on the Joe and Joe Weather Show podcast, the heat taking a short break, and we do mean short because 90-degree highs will be back on Tuesday, but the humidity is going to take an extra day, so it won't get back till Wednesday in the Northeast and northern Mid-Atlantic states. Severe weather, heavy rains continuing from the northern plains to the western Great Lakes, and we've got heat and humidity through from the central plains southward to the Gulf Coast. And we'll be talking all about this tonight on the Joe and Joe Weather Show podcast at 7:35 p.m. Eastern Time. And you can see on the watches and warnings map what is going on. We're also going to throw in the severe thunderstorm watch that is up right now for the coast for coastal North Carolina. They still have yesterday's cold front kind of lingering near the coastline there, so there's risk for severe weather. Also, seeing heat being an issue in northern Florida and then back up through Mississippi and then on northward through the central plains and the lower and middle Mississippi Valley, with a few areas indicating potential for extreme heat. And we've got flash flood watches in southeastern Minnesota and western Wisconsin. A lot of this area from Minnesota east into the western Great Lakes has been experiencing heavy rains and flash flooding. And that is continuing. And as we check out the satellite loop, there's an upper trough that's moving through upstate New York and New England. You can see some of the clouds swinging southeastward. They sort of thin out when they get down to near the coast. Uh, Areas from central New Jersey southward, generally mostly sunny skies. Lightning strikes in the coastal Carolinas, which is where we have the severe thunderstorm watch up. And you can see clouds with the disturbance moving through Minnesota and into Wisconsin, which at the moment, at least as of 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, not producing any thunderstorms there. And we've got some thunderstorms on the Florida Panhandle westward to southern Alabama and southern Mississippi. And we'll verify this on the radar as we take a look. Some showers in upstate New York and up the Saint Lawarence Valley. That's with that upper trough, but they're really not making it down to the coast. Some showers, spotty showers, making it into northwest Connecticut and western Massachusetts. Heavier thunderstorms and a scattering of severe thunderstorm warnings up in eastern North Carolina. You can see there's a snaking line of thunderstorms right along the Florida Panhandle coast back to southern Alabama near Mobile. Those are moving southward, as are the showers in southern Mississippi. In Minnesota, we've got some rain, nothing especially heavy at the moment in southern Minnesota, as well as further north in the central part of the state and extending up into northwest Wisconsin. Some scattered showers and possible thunderstorms in Colorado, southern Wyoming, down into western New Mexico and into Arizona. The Storm Prediction Center for today, as we take a look, we've got a slight to enhanced risk from Minnesota down through southern Wisconsin and a very small portion of northern Illinois. The slight risk goes further south into Illinois and northwest Indiana, so Chicago and Milwaukee are inside this risk zone. And we also have that slight risk in eastern North Carolina, general thunderstorms along the Gulf Coast in Florida, general thunderstorms in the southwest. Now, for tomorrow, Tuesday, we have a fairly large area of marginal to slight risk extending from Nebraska and Kansas and into western Oklahoma and a small portion of northwest Texas, east and northeast through the middle Mississippi and Missouri River valleys, and then on up into Michigan and Ohio. And this comes with a small swath of 2% tornado risk in eastern Nebraska, eastward into central Illinois. Just want to go back to the day one tornado forecast here. This is for tonight. 2% for much of Minnesota and a 5% area in Wisconsin and southeastern Minnesota and a small portion of northeastern Iowa. Now, Wednesday, as a cold front heads towards the East Coast, we're going to see extreme heat and humidity coming back. We'll probably have temperatures in the middle to upper 90s away from the ocean, and it opens up the door for severe weather, which extends from Arkansas and southern Missouri northeastward through the Ohio Valley. And then we go into a slight risk through Pennsylvania into the Hudson Valley and the Catskills in northwest New Jersey. It would not shock me if we wind up seeing this area expanded a little bit, because it's another one of these situations where we've got a cold front coming into a very a hot, humid, and unstable air mass that'll be setting up Wednesday in much of central and southern New England down into the northern mid-Atlantic states. And as for rainfall, we're looking at several inches of rain possible, additional several inches for parts of Wisconsin, eastern and southern Iowa, northern and western, northwestern Illinois. Slackens off a little bit to about an inch and a half to two into Indiana, and then heavy rains of 2 to 3 inches in northern Missouri. In the Northeast, down to the mid-Atlantic states, it's mostly a half to 3/4 of an inch over the next 7 days. We have two weather fronts in play in the next 7 day period, and we do have some pockets here in Northeast Pennsylvania, the Catskills, and then on up the middle and upper Hudson Valley of an inch and a half or more. Also, some pockets of an inch and a half or more in Southeast Virginia and North Carolina, as well as patchy areas through the state of Florida. A little monsoon action coming up from Mexico and into the Southwest, where we have half to 3/4 inch amounts being indicated in the central and southern Rockies. Not much on the West Coast. So we don't have a big ridge building in the eastern United States that's going to hang around for 5 or 6 days. Instead, the pattern is somewhat progressive, everything moving from west to east. So tomorrow we'll probably see temperatures warm up into the upper 80s and low 90s with a west wind, which means the shore locations will also be very warm. But the humidity, the dew points are still going to be pretty much in the mid to upper 50s. So that'll be bearable. And you'll notice the showers and storms moving through Minnesota, Wisconsin, and into Michigan. The next cold front setting up for Wednesday. And when that comes through, this is going to produce showers, thunderstorms, and the potential for some severe weather late in the day, Wednesday into Wednesday night. We'll also see areas of thunderstorms in Alabama, western Alabama, back to Louisiana and Arkansas. Not much rain in the southeast. There's kind of a gap in between the two, so it hasn't rained in quite a while in Georgia and in South Carolina, other than some scattered thunderstorms here and there, and that remains the case through much of this week. After that front goes by, it'll turn a little cooler. The humidity levels will drop off Thursday and Friday. Then we'll do it all over again over the weekend as another low moves through the Great Lakes. And we get another cold front with a chance for showers and thunderstorms Saturday night into early Sunday morning. And then another dry, cooler air mass comes in behind that as we move into next week, which, of course, is July. And then we're going to march our way toward the 4th of July holiday, which, if the model is right on the timing here, there's another cold front next Wednesday with some showers and storms, and then we'll dry out for next Thursday and Friday. So if you want an early look at the 4th of July, you just got one. And we'll talk more about that and everything else tonight on the Joe and Joe Weather Show podcast at 7:35 p.m. Eastern Time.